Retro16_ with another video. In today's video, we will be discussing the NBA awards finalists, and I'm going to be telling you my predictions or my picks for who I think will win each award. So to start it off, we're going to be discussing the Kia NBA Most Valuable Player, the MVP. So you have Giannis, and I'm not even going to try his last name. Giannis, Paul George, and James Harden. Out of those three, I would go with James Harden because he's having a really good year. I think he's having an even better year than last year. You can argue that Paul George and Giannis have played just as well too, but I think if I had to put it down to two players, it would be Harden and Giannis. Paul George did have a pretty good year, but I don't think as good as James Harden. So yeah, I'm gonna go with James Harden because he just had that 30-game span of really good games, and he still played pretty good. He didn't have the best games in the playoffs, but Giannis has played pretty good in the playoffs. But I think James Harden has overall played better. So I am going to go with James Harden. For the Rookie of the Year, we have DeAndre Ayton, Luka Doncic, and Trae Young are the three selections for the final three. For that, I'm going to narrow it down to Doncic and Young. I believe that both of those players have played much better than Ayton. Ayton has played good on defense, but Trae Young and Doncic have really been leading their teams. Young on the Hawks. Hawks didn't have a really good season, but he did play. He was one of the best players on the team, even at that young age. Doncic on the Mavs didn't have the best season either. They did have a better season than the Hawks, but in Dirk's final season, played with him, get some maybe tips on future seasons from a veteran. So for that one, I'm gonna go with, I think, Doncic, but Young still can possibly win it. It's like a 50-50. I can't really decide, but if I had to go with one, I'd go with Luka Doncic. So we move on to the Sixth Man Award. The three choices are Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers, Sabonis from the Pacers, or Lou Williams from the Clippers. So you got two players right there from the Clippers and one award that can possibly win. Lou Williams, he's really known for being a sixth man. He's really good coming off the bench. Harrell and Sabonis. If I had to pick out of these three or put it down to two players, I'd probably do it to Sabonis and Williams. But again, all three players are pretty good off the bench. So for this one, I'm going to go with Sabonis. I don't think Williams will win it again. He's won a few six-man awards in the past year. So I'm going to go with Sabonis on that one from the Pacers, who's had a really good year. Now we're going to go to the Defensive Player of the Year. You have Giannis, Paul George, and Rudy Gobert, who, again, Rudy Gobert is always, I feel like, in the Defensive Player of the Year award. Final three, and same with Lou Williams for the sixth man. For this one, if I'm going to narrow it down to two, I'd probably do Giannis and Gobert. But with this one, I'm going to go with Giannis because I feel like he's just had a really good season. And yeah, I don't really have much to describe it, but he does get a lot of blocks every game and rebounds and just really good help for the Bucks on defense. So now we're going to go to NBA Most Improved Player. Three players are De'Aaron Fox, D'Angelo Russell, and Pascal Siakam. For that, to narrow it down, I'd put it to Russell and Siakam. I don't feel like Fox this season, he played so good that he deserves to win that award. So I'm going to go with probably Russ on this one. He was actually an all-star this year, but Oladipo was supposed to be an all-star, but he did get hurt. But Russell did take over that all-star spot. So both Russell and Siakam are really good players, but I'm going to go with Russell because he's really the reason why the Nets didn't make the playoffs, along with help of the other players like Spencer Dinwiddie, LeVert, who did get hurt and was out for a few months during the season. But yeah, I'm going to go with Russell on that one. We have two more categories. Actually, we have really only one more main one, and then you got like the NBA Cares Award, which player helps his community the most outside of the NBA. So for this last main one, I'm going to go with, for the Coach of the Year, you got Mike Budenholzer from the Bucks, Michael Malone from the Nuggets, and Doc Rivers from the Clippers. For this one, I'm going to go with narrowing it down to Malone and Budenholzer, only because like Doc Rivers, he is a good coach, but the Clippers didn't have the best year. I mean, I don't know if you want to say they went over expectations, but I'm going to narrow it down to Budenholzer and Malone. So for that one, I'm going to have to go with Malone because the Nuggets really went over expectations, and they weren't expected to be the 2 seed, which, I mean, they did get knocked out on Sunday from the Blazers, but they did have overall a really good season. So I'm going to go with Malone because, again, they weren't expected to go that far. So now we have like the NBA Cares Award, Teammate of the Year Award, and like Sportsmanship Award. I'm going to like go through them, but these are really hard. He got, like, for the Cares Award, he got Jared Allen, Bradley Beal, Mike Conley, Tobias Harris, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, Donovan Mitchell, Dwight Powell, and Pascal Siakam. I'm not really going to make a prediction because I don't really pay attention too much of what they do outside. So we now have the other award for the Teammate of the Year award is Steven Adams, Mike Conley, Jared Dudley, Channing Frye, Rudy Gay, Udonis Haslem, Andre Iguodala, Kyle Korver, Chris Middleton, JJ Redick, Garrett Temple, and Thaddeus Young. If I could pick 3 players there that I think would win, even though only one wins, but if there's so many of them, I'm just going to pick like 2 or 3. I would go with JJ Redick. I feel like he's a very solid player for the Sixers. Isn't an all-star type player, but he's still pretty good player and can still do work on the floor. So I'd pick him as one of them. And then I'd probably do Steven Adams and Andre Iguodala. Both very helpful for their team as well. Sportsmanship award, you have Steven Adams, Harrison Barnes, Mike Conley, Al Horford, Chris Middleton, and Kemba Walker. If I narrowed that one down to 2, again, I don't know much about these players with sportsmanship, but I might have to go with Al Horford and maybe Chris Middleton. Don't see them, I don't know really that they don't complain a lot, but that's what I'd pick for that category. Lifetime Achievement Award, you have 2 players, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And then there's one more award that there's only one person, Robin Roberts, for the Strong Award. So I'm not going to really make any choices for that. But mostly what I was choosing this video was the main awards, like MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, things like that. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm hoping to get some fan packs in the next week. I have gotten some in the past week. If you want to see those videos, got a Cardinals fan pack and some other ones like that too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.